We're on to June in this video series, and this was an interesting month, a couple of interesting entrepreneurial stories that came through, and quite interesting from a broader perspective in terms of things like electric cars coming into South Africa. Nick van der Leek took a look at this in the first issue of the month. Second up, James Brent Stein came through with a really solid story. He looked at the numbers behind bars, what it was actually costing to have such a high number of inmates behind bars, and what the impact is on the South African taxpayer. Third up, we had the JSE Superstars. This was a combination of the top 100. We looked at some of the data around what companies had really delivered the goods in 2012, 2013. Last but not least, we looked at the Lodox machine. If you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, this was one of those really great stories. A South African device being featured in an international TV series. It was just a really cool entrepreneur story. Hits and misses. One of the things I think we could have probably done better, having a look at the electric car industry in South Africa. I think we kind of skirted around the subject quite a lot. It's quite topical. Obviously Nissan Leaf is here now. BMW brought their vehicle out. It's going to be something that's going to impact the South African market in the coming years. Did we do it justice? I think we could have done more there. The one I really want to touch on, James Brent Stein, he really came good here. Delivered the numbers behind bars, and I think what's interesting is if you look at the Mangaung story, which is essentially the first public-private partnership in the correctional facilities industry, if you'd like to call it that, it exploded at the end of the year. We had riots at the Mangaung prison, we had accusations of abuse, etc. G4S, who are the UK company who are supposedly specialists in this, have suddenly been found wanting not only in South Africa but in their home market. There's a serious lesson here. If you're going to government and you're entering into partnerships with a number of these private players, you've got to know your stuff, and you've got to be careful about being sold a good story. As I say, sound in principle, didn't deliver in reality.